Retired Revenue Officer Gary, and we are talking TaxSmart. You know, it is March, and the deadline for filing your return this year is April 15th. Now, remember that the technical deadline for filing individual tax return is by the 15th day of the fourth month following the end of the tax year. But this year happens to be April 15th, so you're safe in saying that you need to file by April 15th. And what you're going to hear continuously on the media is that everybody is telling you that they can get you the biggest refund if you file your taxes with them. I just want to put out there that you only get a refund if you put money into the system. Now, for many people, that's just, they work for an employer and they have withholding being done. So that happens. But there are a number of factors which govern whether you get a refund or not. And there are only a few credits that are refundable. So when somebody promises you that they can get you the largest refund, that may not be absolutely true. What they're going to do is they're going to do your tax return and they're going to apply the law accordingly. And if you have overpaid in your taxes, then you will get a refund. If you've underpaid in your taxes, then you will be receiving a bill. So, when's the best time to file your tax return? Well, the law requires, as I said, that it be filed by April the 15th for this year, the 15th day of the fourth month following the end of the tax year. That being said, the Internal Revenue Service normally starts processing refund returns by the end of January, first part of February. So if you have a refund return coming out to you and you want to get your money quickly, then go ahead and file your return. And the Internal Revenue Service is processing those fairly quickly. And if you use direct deposit, they will deposit it within your bank account normally within a week's time or less. So if you've got a refund coming, you know you have a refund coming, you've done your tax return already, then go ahead and file that return. If you owe taxes, then my recommendation is you wait until the filing date of October 15th. Still file your taxes on a timely basis, but they're going to process, the Internal Revenue Service processes refund returns before they process returns that are owed, because the Internal Revenue Service has basically 45 days to process tax returns that have refunds coming, or they have to pay interest if they can't process it within a 45-day window. So they're not even going to begin processing returns that you owe for until the latter part of May or the first part of June. So you're not even going to be seeing a bill coming out from the Internal Revenue if you owe until the first part of June. At that point, there are a couple of options for you. You can either pay the tax that is owed upfront when you file your tax return, and again, a direct debit. They can debit it from your checking account, or they can send you out a bill. And just be aware that if you owe taxes, then they're also likely going to add a penalty and interest to what it is that you owe because you haven't had sufficient withholding. And we will talk in a later video about how to make the correct amount of estimated payments or have withholding done by your employer so that you can have the correct amount of holding. It's my feeling is that you should not be receiving a refund of more than $250. That's just my take on it. If you're receiving a refund of larger than that, then your withholding needs to be adjusted. If you owe more than $250, then again, how it is that you're doing your taxes needs to be adjusted, and we will do a video at a later time that talks about how you do that. So for now, what I would just say is that for those people that are telling you they can get you your maximum refund, no more so than you filing your tax return like you're required to by law. If you're doing a simple tax return, it's a pretty easy thing. There are a number of different companies that will even allow you to do your tax return for free if it falls within certain parameters. So if you have a refund coming, I would say get on it and get that refund out to you as quickly as possible, since the government does they're holding your money. They're not paying interest on that, because the assumption is that's their money. And if you owe, then I suggest you wait to file your return until the deadline this year, April 15th. And just remember that the position of the Internal Revenue Services is that if you're going to play, then you need to pay. And when you're filing your tax return, you're justifying what you've done the year before, not the current year. So that'll be it for this video. We'll see you in an upcoming video.